What is a protocol? Well, shaking hands is one of the best known protocols. We do it when we meet someone, when we strike a deal or agree something with a firm handshake. So how do you do it? Well, we shake hands with our right hand. If we used our left, there would be some confusion. That is a protocol. What about how we drive? In the UK, we drive on the left, but most other countries drive on the right. So cars need to be manufactured to meet this protocol. So who defines all these protocols and why? Well, ISO created the Open Systems Interconnection, and it's a standard description or reference model for how messages should be transmitted between any 2 points in a network. Its purpose is to guide product implementers so that their products will consistently work with other products. Other companies that define standards and protocols, IEEE, also the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union, and there are also a few other national ones such as ANSI, BSI and DIN, to name but a few. There are many protocols used in networking, and they are needed for every layer of the ISO 7-layer model. At the application layer, we have the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, useful for embedding in documents and web pages, such as this. Another one could be a more secure version using SSH, which takes us to the PayPal site. At the presentation layer, we have something called a TLS, or Transport Layer Security. Its predecessor was called SSL. At the session layer, we have something called NetBIOS. You may have come across it. The call session opens a session to a remote NetBIOS name. It listens for attempts to open a session. Hang up closes a session. Send sends a packet to the computer at the other end of a session. Send NOAC is like send but doesn't require an acknowledgement. And receive waits for a packet to arrive from a send on the other end of a session. At the transport layer, we have TCP, or Transport Control Protocol. It's a three-way handshake between a client and a server. In the first instance, an SYN or SYN for the active open is performed by the client sending a SYN or a SYN to the server. SYNACK, in response, the server replies with SYNACK. Finally, the client sends an ACK back to the server. At layer 3, we have the Internet Protocol, which is used to address over 4,000 million objects. It uses 4 bytes of information, so each quartet can only address not 255 bits or 256 addresses. This is what gives us our limitation. An updated version is the IP version 6. It gives us many more addresses as it uses 128 bits address space. This allows a much larger number of devices to be addressed, but IP version 4 and IP version 6 are not compatible. At the data link layer, layer 2, we have the 802.11 or the Wi-Fi protocol. It uses half duplex and over-the-air modulation techniques. There are many others such as frame relay, 802.3 Ethernet, token ring. At the physical layer, we have a number of protocols you may have heard about, such as USB, DSL, SDH, and ISDN, to name but a few.